followers of the legendary Johnny Genesis North, we are releasing a must-have collection of Johnny North merchandise in our store at merch.ringsidereport.net, starting with our limited edition Johnny Genesis North 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. With a unique design capturing Johnny in action, this tee exudes raw energy and intensity through its versatile 3/4 sleeves for any weather. Stand with our legendary co-host, Johnny North. Make a bold statement in the wrestling community by getting yours today, exclusively at merch.ringsidereport.net.
The discipline of jiu-jitsu, the elegance of a perfect pour. Introducing the jiu-jitsu-inspired shaker pint glass. Crafted for the martial artist in you. 16 ounces of pure elegance, perfect for post-training refreshment or a sophisticated cocktail evening. Durable, stylish, versatile. Not just a glass, but a testament to your dedication. Celebrate your passion with every sip. The Jiu-Jitsu Shaker Pint Glass. Cheers to mastery. Available now in our store. Go to merch.ringsidereport.net and get yours now.
Strength in every sip.
Here's a programming note from the Ringside Report Network. Every Friday, join Dave Simon along with pro wrestler Johnny Genesis North as they break down the week that was pro wrestling on Wrestling Uncensored. Join them live starting after WWE Smackdown and during AEW Rampage at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, or as an audio podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to share this broadcast and review our podcasts on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out. Why not become a member of the Ringside Report universe? Go right now before the show starts to membership.ringsidereport.net. That's membership.ringsidereport.net.
Each and every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, dive deep into the heart of MMA with Ringside Report MMA. Join seasoned analysts Dave Simon, Fred Garcia, and my good friend AJ D'Alexio as they dissect every fight, analyze strategies, and reveal their top betting predictions. From main events to prelims, our trio deep dives into the strengths, weaknesses, and potential game changers for each fighter. Looking to place a bet? Benefit from the expertise of our analysts and get an edge over the competition. Discover lesser-known facts, training camp secrets, and behind-the-scenes tidbits that only our seasoned crew can deliver. Share your fight predictions and be featured in the broadcast. For both new fans and longtime MMA aficionados, Ringside Report MMA is the key to unlocking a richer UFC viewing experience. Become an MMA insider. Don't miss out on our exclusive content. Subscribe now and ensure you ring that bell for timely notifications.
Before we dive into today's action-packed broadcast, check out ringsidereport.net. Explore a wide range of exclusive articles and commentary that are specifically designed for the fans of pro wrestling and MMA. Did you miss a broadcast? No worries. We've expanded them all on our website. And don't forget to hit our store for exclusive merch and other must-have items, ringsidereport.net. Where the real action is.
We've got boosted odds coming. Dave's picks, which means I'm going to give you picks, and on the site, it'll say, like, you know, minus 200 or something, but then I'll call my buddies at Bet99. I'll be like, hey, could we give it a little better? And it'll be like minus 150, so there'll be more value.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to add value to the picks. We're going to get boosted odds at Bet99 for the Ringside Report universe. For all the viewers, we're going to give you picks, and then we're going to be like, you know, there's a number here on this at Bet99, but maybe wait till Saturday morning, and there'll be a better number because we're going to give you those boosted odds. They're a sponsor, and I want them to do well, and they're helping the show and all of that, but at the same time, I want to give good picks and take them for everything they got, baby. But they got.
Well, that's what it comes down to.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
it's a weird relationship because I'm friendly with them and I want to do well and I want them to do well, but I also want us to do well, and for us to do well, we need to take money from them, which is part of the whole. It's part of the game, and they like it, and it's all fun. So we're gonna get some boosted odds, and we'll see how much we can boost them for the viewers, so we can make a lot of cash. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Where does The Rock fit in? Let's do it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are here. We are live. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Johnny North is not with us tonight. He's on a pro wrestling assignment. He's doing pro wrestling.
That's right.
You know?
Doing the work.
He's doing the work that Johnny North does. Here.
Bringing that authenticity.
This way. Other way.
This
Yeah,
way.
there you go.
Away from you.
A little further. You're too close to me.
I see.
Give me my space. This is my brother. He's in here with me. You know him. If you watch Ringside Report Network, if you watch our post shows, he's on frequently. He is going to be on with me tonight, stepping in for Johnny North, as Johnny is out wrestling, and I hope he is destroying the competition. I'm sure he is.
So big shoes to fill I'm stepping into.
Yeah. I wanted to show you all a picture of Johnny from his Instagram, looking very cool tonight for his match. We will talk about The Rock, of course. So much news coming out of the WWE. We'll even talk about AEW on the program tonight. So we've got a lot going on here. Cody Rhodes says he wants Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But Roman Reigns says, that's not your decision, Cody Rhodes. It's my decision because I'm the tribal chief. I am Roman Reigns. And this is Johnny North here. That's not him. That's a ladder. There he is.
Oh, my.
Look at that. He's got like a Sting gimmick going tonight.
Yeah. Little Sting, little Danhausen.
Big Johnny. That's on his Instagram story tonight. I saw that. I was like, wow.
Like Danhausen's muscle, you know. If Danhausen had a bodyguard, it'd be John.
Very impressive. Where's my thing? Is it this? No?
Oh.
That's not it. That's not it. Where's my thing? There it is. Oh, there it is. Thank you. We are here. We are ready to talk pro wrestling. It's pretty cool that that look there for Johnny. It's a new look with the face paint. It's cool, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's... Thank you. Thank you, producer, for the note. Thank you. I've noted. But yeah, Johnny looks very cool with that, which is... new look for him.
Interesting direction.
He's wrestling tonight, so he can't be on the show. Rare Friday night that Johnny's not here. Got my brother to step in with his fresh new Juan Soto shirt that he's rocking. Number 22.
Left field. Juan Soto.
I got one, too.
Number 22.
I got one, too.
I love how they do that at Yankee Stadium. They announce the number again at the end.
Two times.
Remember that.
Don't forget. Number 99.
I have one of those, too.
Oh,
jerseys, these are called. I love collecting jerseys.
I can't wait for the baseball season to start. I'm so excited for spring training. I'm so excited to see the Yankees again. Anyhow, we're here to talk about pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Not the Yankees.
Not the Yankees, not
as
this
much
time.
As this could turn into a Yankee show.
Easily, you know, like there's still some bullpen pieces to add potentially.
Starting five looks good though.
Yeah.
I like our rotation.
But there's a lot of guys out there on the free agent market that they could.
Rodon better show up. That's all I gotta say. Rodon doesn't show up, we're screwed. Rodon shows up, we're World Series contenders.
We're counting on you, Carlos.
That's right, Carlos. And shout out to Hip Hop Jose Trevino, who's a big pro wrestling fan.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
catcher for the Yankees, big wrestling
fantastic.
fan. So. I hope he's a loyal viewer to the Ringside Report Network. We love
to have you on.
We love Jose Trevino. Yeah, I want to get him on.
I like him. He's great. He's good. He's a good hitter. He's got a nice pop to his bat.
It would be sick to talk pro wrestling with the catcher for the New York Yankees. So shout out to Angelo, Leor, seeing you guys. Angelo says, can't wait to hear your thoughts on last night's presser. Let's get into it then for you, Angelo, and for Leor. He says, will we see the Simon Brothers tonight? Yes! Simon Brothers in full effect. In full effect. Jimmy James says, if you smell Dave Brothers... No, Alex Tarras says, if you smell Dave Brothers are back. It was an attempt at the Rock phrase there.
Yeah.
If you smell Dave Brothers... I mean, if you smell the Dave Brothers...
I think it's more like a finally... the Simon brothers are back.
Yeah.
Is a more
finally. The Rock. I thought we were gonna get it. I thought we were gonna go down the road that we needed to go down, and I thought we were gonna get Roman versus The Rock. I really thought we were going down that road. I thought it was clear cut. I thought it made a lot of sense. I was happy with it. I was happy that we were finally going there. And now, not.
It doesn't look like it's quite going there. The Rock could still be involved in the match, like in some capacity.
Yeah.
But Cody Rhodes is definitely
getting Roman.
He's a piece of that puzzle.
They buckled under the pressure of the fans. It appears.
Right.
It appears right now is that they buckled. I think that there's still room for movement, though, because The Rock and Roman Reigns, as Paul Heyman told us tonight and told us and Triple H at the same time, Rock and Roman Reigns will be on SmackDown next week to confront the game Triple H. So there could be some action there. They're not happy with the way things went. So, I think things are in flux for the WrestleMania main event. I don't think anything is actually set in stone right now. I think we're still kind of, we're a while away and anything can happen. We've seen that anything can happen because Cody Rhodes, 2 weeks ago, won the Royal Rumble, pointed at Roman Reigns, and then we said, okay, it's Cody and Roman. And then Cody went to Raw, and Seth said, choose me. And Cody said, maybe. Then he went to SmackDown, and Rock showed up, and Cody's like, have at it, Rocky.
Yeah, that was a weird...
Right? He's like, I want to take everything from you, Roman. I'm going to take the title, but first I'm going to take everything. So I get what he was setting up. The Rock was going to take the head of the table spot from Roman and the championship, I guess, and then I'm not sure how Cody was going to work his way back to the belt.
Pick up the pieces.
It didn't make a ton of sense. There were some holes in the logic, but I understood what Cody was saying, look, I'm going to go beat Seth. I'll get you, Roman, down the road. I'm going to let The Rock take you now. He'll, take you down a peg. You can't call yourself the tribal chief or head of the table anymore because The Rock, the real head of your family, is going to come in and show you who's boss, right?
Yeah.
That was the story, and that made sense because as soon as Roman Reigns called himself the tribal chief and the head of the table, this match with The Rock was an inevitability. It had to happen. Because as soon as he said it, everybody said, well, you can't really call yourself the boss of the Samoan dynasty when The Rock is out here, the biggest movie star in the world and one of the biggest, most successful pro wrestlers to ever exist.
And something I learned today, legally is like the head of the dynasty. Like he is the high chief.
He was given some sort of
commendation from the King of Samoa. And in a legal, and I'm probably in that when they have big family meetings or something, Dwayne is the guy, and everyone respects that.
Of course, he's the Brahma
You can
Bull.
even feel in the press conference, Roman Reigns, was kind of standing on the side of the Rock. It didn't feel like he was the main. It felt like the Rock was like the champion a little bit more than
he is.
I know. But
plus, do you see the Rock? He's twice the size of all the guys on stage.
Yeah.
He's bigger than everybody. He's bigger than he's like two Roman Reigns. He's two Cody Rhodes. He's bigger than Roman and Cody put together. He's ginormous.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's so big. He's so big. He was walking around that stage in his tank, just jacked, looking crazy big. Cody's in a suit, looking all small and skinny. Roman's in his tracksuit, looking kind of in good shape, but not
Dwayne.
Monstrous like The Rock. Guys stomping around the stage, slapping Cody Rhodes.
Who's Dwayne playing? Mark Kerr?
Is he playing Mark Kerr in a movie?
For one of the Safdie brothers, I think. Benny Safdie. I think Benny Safdie is directing.
Benny Safdie?
Yeah, it's an A24, they're a series too. And The Rock is saying he's making a serious effort at being a good actor. So if he's in prep for playing Mark Kerr, he's probably he's...
Wait. The Rock is doing a movie playing Mark Kerr and Benny Safdie is behind it?
Yeah. And it's for a really big, prestige-y kind of studio. They make Like, it's the same studio that did Iron Claw.
I would watch that.
The A24.
I will watch that.
Yeah.
Benny Safdie was in
The Curse.
The Curse.
Yeah.
Very good. Goddamn. Great piece of art there. That was unbelievable. Yeah, I'm a fan of his, so that's cool. But The Rock, head of the table, this was the match. Him and Roman. But the fans rejected it, right? A lot of vocal wrestling fans rejected this match, saying, oh, Cody. Like The Rock said, the Cody crybabies. I keep saying cryberries. I don't know why.
Sounds pretty good, too.
I think of Dusty Rhodes and a Huckleberry,
Yeah.
But the crybabies, they didn't want The Rock. They wanted Cody to finish the story. He has to be the champion. We have to get what we want. Well, what do you want beyond Cody beating Roman Reigns and becoming champion? What's after that? What's step 2? Is there a plan? Do you know? Do you care? Do you understand how pro wrestling works? Do you get it? Because, to me, Cody right now getting all the support, he is more over at this point in time than he has ever been in his life.
Mm-hmm.
He is a huge star right now because they took the match away from him. If you give it back to him and say, okay. I don't know. Sometimes when you give the people what they want, they're not satisfied. Sometimes you got to delay it. And I feel like it's too easy right now giving it to Cody. I don't think it's the time yet. I don't think Roman Reigns' time is up. He's still the top guy in the WWE, and I don't think you pull the trigger on Cody Rhodes beating him until it's really time for Cody to take over and be the top guy. And to me, if you had Roman Reigns beat The Rock at WrestleMania, Roman would become an even bigger star, and then it sets up for Cody to beat him and have it be even bigger when Cody beats him and becomes not only the WWE champion, but becomes the number 1 star in the WWE. They could have easily done that. But the fans said no. So they're going in a different direction, it seems. It's unclear what direction that is, but it looks like at this point, Roman and The Rock are on the same side. Which means that this match, this battle for who is the head of the table, doesn't really exist. And it's almost like, now this is going to piss me off here. As I'm thinking about it, I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it too.
It's almost like the guy, Roman Reigns, who has beaten everybody and anybody for the past 10 years, who's been built as the only guy, the main attraction in WWE, who has beaten everybody and been champion longer than everybody over the past 3 years now as the tribal chief, he is saying, Dwayne is actually the guy. I'm just a sidekick.
Yeah.
You want Roman Reigns to be the sidekick to The Rock. Roman Reigns, the guy that beat everybody, including your favorite Cody Rhodes last year at WrestleMania, the guy that beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, the guy that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, the guy that won countless matches, Royal Rumbles, has defended the title for 3+ years. This guy, you think, should be second banana to Big Cousin Dwayne because your favorite Cody Rhodes isn't getting the belt? It is astounding. The logic, to me, that some wrestling fans are lacking.
Yeah, it's like, what has this all been for?
I heard somebody say, they're cucking Cody. They're making him they're cucking Roman.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? You can't do that to Roman. He's been the guy. They've told us he's the man.
At the start of like Roman's title reign that he started out, Cody wasn't with the company. We didn't know this was gonna happen.
Yeah. Cody started the competition. Now you're gonna give him the keys to the kingdom.
You know, this like wasn't in mind with Cody.
Roman Reigns is the number one star in professional wrestling, and they have done a very good job and a very long job.
Stubborn job.
Doing it.
But they've been successful.
They have
ultimately
eventually executed this plan with Roman Reigns, and it has worked very, very well. And at this point in his career, that should be the culmination.
WrestleMania 40.
WrestleMania 40, Roman versus The Rock, the battle for the family, the battle for the head of the table, the tribal chief, when it should be his moment to stand on top as the guy, and maybe his last moment, because give it to Cody after. And I've always said, give it to Cody after he beats The Rock. Give it to Cody or LA Knight or whoever. It doesn't really matter.
This is the culmination.
Doesn't really matter. This is the moment. This is the crowning achievement. You defend the championship after holding it for 3+ years, breaking Hulk Hogan's record by beating Cousin Dwayne and cementing yourself as the true head of the table of the Samoan dynasty in professional wrestling.
The ultimate irony, too, is that's not what is being described as finishing the story.
Roman Reigns needs to finish the story because his story has been the main story in professional wrestling for the past 10 years. When The Rock, over 10 years now, because The Rock held up his hand at the Royal Rumble in 2013.
And when 15.
Was it 15? I thought 15. It was 13.
No, it was 15.
So when did Roman debut?
I mean, the Shield was like 2012, like Survivor Series, 2012. They helped out CM Punk. Maybe 13, or maybe 13.
Hold on. Who won the Royal Rumble in 2013?
Was it John Cena?
Maybe. John Cena. So maybe it's 2015?
Yeah,
I think
2014
you're right.
was Batista.
All right, so almost 10 years. 9 years.
9 years. But still,
but
long
9
time.
years?
In Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, 9 years, 2015. The Rock held up Roman's arm after the match. Roman was supposed to get a babyface reaction. The crowd booed Roman out of the building when he won the Royal Rumble. And The Rock, as he held up Roman's arm, looked at him and went, You know, he gave a look like, oh, you don't like him.
Yeah, he was surprised. And there's a backstage promo you could find on YouTube still. And The Rock is like visibly upset. Like he's kind of flustered and he's like not quite sure.
It was a moment. It was a moment that you can call back to in a feud with The Rock and Roman Reigns. And the fact that they're not doing that now is really disappointing. It's really disappointing that they're buckling to the pressure because I don't think they needed to. I think that Cody could have come out and said, look, this is what I want. I don't want Roman. I will get Roman. You all need to calm down. It's cool. But Cody didn't say that. Cody was like, this is what I wanted Roman and I'm not getting it, so I don't know. Sorry, guys. Maybe not this year. Maybe next year. He was taking the Seth Rollins world title match as a consolation prize. He was already dismissing his WrestleMania match. Roman Reigns needs to finish the story. It's really disappointing. People are saying maybe Roman, Rock versus Seth and Cody on night 1, and then Cody versus Roman on night 2. I don't need to see Roman and Rock versus Seth and Cody. For what? What's it for? Anything on the line, or is just a match to show who's boss in WWE because Seth and Cody would be representing Triple H. Like, is that it?
Yeah. Fight for me.
Because Triple H
in their corner, too. Yeah,
right?
he's getting involved.
Triple H is getting involved because he cut a promo at the beginning of SmackDown where he said a whole lot without saying anything.
Classic H. It felt like a bit of like a throwback.
Going on and on. At one point, we're watching the promo and he's like, and you know, I'm going to tell you something. And then my son, who's sitting there, he's 6 years old, he's like, say it, Paul.
Yeah.
Just say it. Like, my son is 6. He's like, just spit it out already, dude. He gets it.
Yeah,
he's feeling the same thing we are. We're like, yeah, why don't you spit it out, dude? It was so funny,
Classic
man.
H.
It was so funny because my son, he's like, we didn't say anything.
No.
And then Zev just goes, say it, Paul. And it's like, yeah, he's feeling the same emotions of Triple H promos that we felt for years, and now he's 6, and it's the first time where he's seen Triple H.
This guy's boring.
This guy goes on and says nothing, eh? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Anyways, Triple H went on and on, eventually got around to saying, there was confusion at the press conference. Some people don't know what the match at WrestleMania is going to be. Some people think they have more power than they do, but they don't. I have the power.
And that got a pop.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter where you sit. Like he's saying if you sit on the board of directors like The Rock does, doesn't mean you call the shots. I call the shots in WWE. I'm Triple H. I'm the gamer. And the fans are like, yeah. And we're sitting there like,
whatever, tricks.
All right, I guess. I mean, it'd be cool if The Rock was calling the shots, maybe. I think The Rock kind of maybe has more of a say than you do right now, Triple H, but we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. It's crazy that those guys actually have a spot. Steve Austin's at home like, what the hell, son? You know what I mean?
Just drinking beer.
It's like The Rock's on the board of directors. Triple H is running the company. Stone Cold's drinking beer, doing some weird reality show. What? Like, what the hell?
That's what he got.
He got the raw end of the deal there, man. Drinking Steve Weisers.
He'd be a good booker.
You know what I'm saying? I got Stone Cold. You know, he was the biggest star of that era. He was the man. Anyhow, so Triple H is kind of alluding to The Rock having no power and how he has all the power. And then Paul Heyman later on was like, Roman and The Rock will be here next week to talk to you, buddy. So we'll see what they say. Because Roman chose The Rock. Roman at the press conference said, I choose The Rock. And then Cody came out and he's like, you don't get to choose. I get to choose. I won the Royal Rumble, so I choose Roman Reigns. And then, you know, Roman said something about how Dusty was irrelevant. And then Cody took offense to that. So he said that The Rock's grandfather and Roman's grandfather would be ashamed of them. I'm not sure why he said The Rock's grandfather would be ashamed of him. The Rock didn't really say anything.
Yeah, like what's the...
I don't know why Cody went at The Rock,
deal?
But The Rock said, you know, you talk about my family, you talk about Roman's family, we're the same family, and you don't do that. And then he slapped Cody, and it was a hell of a moment. And The Rock is on fire. I cannot wait to see The Rock next week on SmackDown. He seems legitimately pissed off that these plans have been derailed. The promo that he cut on that Pat McAfee show was fantastic with the Cody Crybabies. The promo that he cut at the press conference was very good, and I look forward to seeing more angry Rock wielding his power. TKO Board of Directors Dwayne. Board of Dwayne Rectors.
Really, the corporation.
Yeah. He's gonna have Nick Khan walk him out to the ring.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I mean,
why not? Go for it.
I think they've said his name. You know, Nick Khan walks to the ring and he like whispers something in Triple H's ear. Triple H leaves the ring. The Rock takes the mic. Now this is the Rock show. You know, like, Triple H just walks away all sad. Oh no.
I almost want to see that.
Hunter, you're being deposed. Oh shit. Yeah, exactly. Oh no. Not that. You know?
Yeah, they don't want you on TV anymore, Hunter. You gotta go.
You gotta go. Triple H. It's time.
I thought I could stay.
No, sorry, Triple H. Time's up.
Oh shit. What about Sean? Does he have to go too?
Sean has to go too. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We found the pictures, Hunter. You got it. You both got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew when Michael Hayes got fired, it was the first domino. Oh, it's gonna happen.
He was my guardian angel.
It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time. You heard it here first. I'm telling you.
They should get rid of Michael Hayes. Who's keeping him there at this point?
It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. So I don't buy that Cody's gonna wrestle the Roman at WrestleMania. I still don't think they do it.
Our fans will really be upset.
There's a lot of theories. Angelo saying maybe they do the tag match at Elimination Chamber. I don't think they do that because they haven't advertised Rock or Roman for that. I doubt that they fly them out for Australia for that show. I think if they do a tag match, it's night 1, and then they do Cody Roman night 2. I think if they do Cody Roman night 2, the best outcome would be for Roman to beat Cody clean.
Yeah.
It would be the funniest thing they could possibly do.
This is what you wanted, huh?
Yeah, okay. You want Cody to wrestle Roman at Mania? Oh, okay. Cool. Because we're not ready for Roman to drop the belt to Cody here, so there you go. Tribal Chief, baby. He does it again. Oh, you think he only has a Solo and the Usos? You think those are the only cousins? Did you see that family tree? Yeah, we got 6 of them just ready to just rush the ring.
Nia Jax is going to ruin it for Cody. How do you like that?
She's going to kick him in the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go, my hole.
Yeah. I mean, you know?
Yeah, like.
There's a variety of things that could happen, but I think the funniest thing they could possibly do would be to have Roman win. And I would really like him to not win with any interference. I want to see a clean victory. I want to see Roman just beat Cody, and then the crowd reacts.
I was like,
Like, how funny would it be? They'd be so pissed. They might riot, which would be great. Go for it. But here's the thing. I don't think they actually would. I don't think the Cody Crybabies have it in them to riot. Okay?
Unless there's enough British ones. The Brits might do it.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to riot. I think you could have Roman win clean and the fans would be like, just sad. I think they'd be shocked and crying. I think
they'd be able
cry.
to throw the trash in the ring. They're sitting too far away.
It'd be the first ever cry-it. Just a bunch of dudes crying. Just en masse, 50,000 men crying. It'd be great.
It's funny.
And then another 50,000 men just laughing. Just like, oh, shit.
It's funny, dude, because, like, I feel like for a lot of Cody's AEW run, he was, like, the biggest heel. Like, even though he was presented as a babyface, people just mercilessly booed him and were like, why is Cody here? Get him off my TV. Not that he deserved that or anything, but it's just interesting how people are like, oh, my. Like, I feel also that, like, in that respect, they're trying to mirror, like, the Daniel Bryan storyline from, like, 10 years ago for WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Of just like, oh, the people want it, so we got to give it to them kind of thing. But, like, it's completely different circumstances as to what it was back then. And, like, Cody isn't Daniel Bryan. He's not, like, the clear and away best wrestler and needs that, and, like, deserves that spot, and he's been held back and all that.
No.
But, like, they're kind of trying to treat it like it is like that, or, like,
yeah,
kind of, like, give us, like, that kind of thing again, and I'm not digging that.
Is Cody Rhodes the most compelling character in WWE today?
No.
I don't know. I think he's one of them.
I mean,
but
CM Punk, I guess if injured wrestlers count.
Anytime Roman Reigns makes an appearance, it's important.
I could get more behind like a Kevin Owens big baby face run than like a, like that more impassioned kind of thing,
LA Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like LA Knight. Yeah.
That just came out of me.
But LA Knight, had more momentum. Before the Rumble,
yeah,
it felt like LA Knight had more fan support than Cody. But Cody winning the Rumble has really riled up the Cody fan base. And they're like, oh, Cody. I don't really know what happened. Maybe people really don't, they're done with Roman Reigns, or they want Cody to finish the story. I don't get it. I like Cody, but I don't need him to win the WWE Championship. I think eventually he should do it, but The Rock and Roman Reigns seem like a better story to be told there. Mm-hmm. And they're not telling the story. They're not finishing the Roman Reigns story. I don't know what the Roman Reigns story really is. A whimper to the finish line? You play sidekick to The Rock one night, and then you lose to Cody the next? That's how you end the story of Roman Reigns? Doesn't seem like a worthy investment over the past 10 years to end it like that, because what do you do with Roman after that?
Yeah.
You've kind of ruined what he is. He's ceding his place to The Rock at the head of the table, and he's losing the belt. So he's just a guy. That's not great for what you've built and what you've accomplished. Why throw it away? Seems counterproductive to everything they've done over the past 10 years.
I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, if you break it down like we have, it's not anything against Cody Rhodes. It's just like, Roman's been the guy, right? Roman is still the guy.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't finish his story? Isn't he the main story? He's the main story.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The only story, like, for a lot of, like, WWE television in these years, there have been, like, every other storyline is very, like, borderline, like, nothing, except for the Roman Reigns story.
Yeah.
It's the only one that had any meat on its bones.
Yeah. There's so much there. And him and The Rock, there's so much there.
It's anticlimactic is what it is.
Yeah. You can't have this long title run and end it in this way. I think it would be a disservice to all the guys that lost to Roman to build him up to be who he is right now.
That's a lot of guys.
A lot of guys,
Pretty much, they threw everybody at Roman.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I really hope they don't do that. But it does seem, because, it seems like, well, if they do Cody and Roman, they're setting it up for just like this triumphant moment for Cody to win at WrestleMania and to have. But then where does he go from there?
Yeah.
Like, how big can it? Like, that's it. That's the biggest moment you'll get. You beat Roman at WrestleMania, you win the title, you finish the story. You've finished the story. Why do people want Cody to finish the story? Do they want him to go away? Because if you finish the story, isn't that the end? If you finish the story, is there another story?
What's the sequel?
I don't know.
With Roman Reigns, you could keep going.
I don't know. I don't think Cody versus The Rock is the sequel.
No.
How crazy is it that the guy who broke the throne in AEW is now the guy representing Triple H in this power struggle for the WWE?
So many ironies. And, like, I gotta say also, it kind of, like, I don't want to say offended me, because that's, like, a bit... But, like, when The Rock was showing, like, his family tree, on the big screen, and the fans were just booing it, and, like, The Rock is saying, like, you gotta respect this.
Yeah, and the fans were booing.
And, like, and then, like, The Rock was saying this is the real, like, dynasty in wrestling and stuff. And it's, like, objectively,
it is.
The Anoa'i, Fatu, and, like, Hell family is way more important than the Rhodes family.
Yeah.
Way more important.
Way more.
Way more important.
And, like, no disrespect to the Rhodes family.
Yeah.
Like, that family, if you look at, and if you combine them, right? Because they're not related by blood, but they said that their grandfathers made an oath that they were brothers in blood or something. They were,
It's taken very seriously.
Yeah, they take it seriously, and they do.
It's not a gimmick.
They treat themselves like family, and they are one gigantic wrestling family. The Anoa'i and the Fatus and all those people.
Generations, decades of entertainment.
Yeah, and if you do look at it, they are the most prolific and highly decorated pro wrestling family in the history of the business, and it's really hard to argue with that. And The Rock talking about that, and the fans booing it and disrespecting it, it's offensive because you're disrespecting the legacies of guys like Yokozuna and Umaga and the
Usos,
the Usos, Jey Uso that you all love so much, and Naomi. And so many people that are involved. But so many.
Still, he's accomplished a lot in wrestling.
The Wild Samoans, come on.
Is Haku?
I'm sure they added him in. I don't think so though, because he's Tongan.
So. Yeah, it's true. Samoan. That's true.
Yeah,
but Rikishi.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people who have worked very hard and provided a lot of entertainment that
Yeah.
On a greater scale.
They should not boo that family. That family is a great family. And, as much as I love the Hart Wrestling family and so many great wrestling families, I would put that Anoa'i Fatu family over everybody just based on the championships and the top stars that they've had in the business. Rock, Roman, Yokozuna. 3 WWE champions. Name another family that's had 3 WWE champions. Cody's talking about how his dad never did it. His brother never did it either. And he's never done it. The Anoa'i Fatu family, they've got 3.
And obviously Dusty's, accomplished so much, in backstage and creative stuff.
Very influential.
But I feel like a lot of modern wrestling fans, aren't aware of that. They'll just think oh, he's the guy who did the Hard Times promo or something,
people may not understand the impact of Dusty Rhodes, and Dusty had a tremendous impact on professional wrestling, and he should be respected, and Cody should be respected, and Rock and Roman and their whole family should be respected, and we have, I've got the utmost respect for all these people.
Yeah.
But if you look at the family tree, you shouldn't boo the family tree, and should also recognize that they've had a ton of wrestlers in that family that have all made it to the top level, and a lot of them have made it to the very top level of the business. Mm-hmm. So you can't ignore the success of that family. It's just clear.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the boost for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So I like Cody. I think Cody's good. I think he should be WWE champion at some point. I think it's due. It's due for him. It's due for the family. Dusty should have been WWE champion at some point. It just never worked out. That's not where he was.
I don't know about Goldust.
That's not where he worked. I don't think Goldust should have been WWE champion.
He was good in the mid-card.
Yeah, he's good Intercontinental champion. Very good.
Good tag champ with Booker T.
Mm-hmm. The fans turning on The Rock is really interesting.
Yeah. They're treating him like Batista. He's not Batista.
No, he's not Batista. I feel like a lot of fans turning on The Rock and going with Cody maybe weren't alive or don't remember how good The Rock can be in pro wrestling. They just remember, at most, John Cena stuff, which was Cookie Puss and whatever he was doing.
Yeah, the Fruity Pebbles.
It wasn't his best work. But Rock at his best, The Rock incensed, it's phenomenal. And, we are lucky enough to be old enough to remember The Rock in 1999.
Oh, my God.
And, right?
I still talk dying out on that story.
The Rock, when he had hair, was the most electrifying man that has ever been in professional wrestling. He could get on a microphone and entertain a crowd for an hour, and it was great. He was incredible, and he, he'll never be matched. And this is something that people that didn't see it won't really understand. That The Rock's promo ability, The Rock's charisma, when he was in his prime and he was coming up, before he ever did a movie, before he ever did The Scorpion King, that guy, The Rock, the people's champ, who would kick your Rudy Poo candy ass, that guy, who had those catchphrases, know your role, shut your mouth, The Rock's laying a smackdown. Yeah. Ha. That Rock, he was the best thing that ever happened. When The Rock saw Stone Cold throw the Intercontinental Championship in the water, and he thought Stone Cold was, at the bridge, and then he looked at his pager and said 316,
and I was like,
and his eyes burst out of his head, and then Austin was there and he stunned him. That was the greatest thing that ever happened in pro wrestling, man. That was for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. Stone Cold and The Rock battled for the Intercontinental Championship. And if you were not there, you do not understand how good it was.
Yeah.
They were the best. Those two together were incredible. No top guys have, in my lifetime, ever had that type of chemistry.
Yeah.
Like Stone Cold and The Rock. And it probably will never be replicated. And if you weren't around to witness
week to
week, the magic that was Stone Cold and The Rock for years, main evented 3 WrestleManias against each other. Unprecedented. And you hear the stories and you know that people are still talking about it, but if you didn't live it, you don't understand how magical it was, how perfect it was, and how good they were, and how everybody now is bad compared to them.
Oh, God. I mean, The Rock had that insane ability to he could turn the crowd against him, and then with him, and then against him, and then with him again in the same promo. So easily.
Ugh.
Just a couple phrases is all it took every time.
No one could cut promos like The Rock. No one.
His backstage promo, just the roar when you would just see The Rock standing with, Michael Cole or, Jonathan Kushner, because you're like, what is going to come out here?
I mean, he basically, I wouldn't say invented, but he basically invented going in the ring with a microphone and talking for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's true.
Before The Rock did that, promos were cut backstage, and they were a couple of minutes, and it was, let me tell you something, brother. This is what I'm going to do to you.
Mean Gene would kind of feed you.
Mean Gene would feed you some shit. But The Rock, he went out there, microphone in hand, and just talked, and, the crowd went nuts. Yeah. He would do the catchphrases, he would do all this stuff, and the crowd was just... at first they hated him.
Yeah.
I remember when we started loving The Rock and the crowd was still hating The Rock because we were realizing, goddamn, this guy is hilarious.
But there was a time when I hated The Rock. I can remember being at Survivor Series. Survivor Series 97.
Oh.
The Rock was part of the Nation Domination. I very distinctly remember
liked him.
Screaming, Rocky sucks.
Oh, no.
Over and over. I hated The Rock in 97.
I liked The Rock in 9. As soon as he joined the Nation, I liked The Rock because he had the Rock persona.
That's when he became The Rock.
When he became The Rock and joined the Nation, he wasn't Rocky Maivia anymore. He was The Rock. As soon as he joined the Nation, it was like, who is this? This character is very good. The whole power struggle with Farouk. I remember living that week to week.
Yeah.
And it was a magical climb to the top of pro wrestling. And the fact that he is this gigantic movie star still blows me away to this day. The fact that The Rock became the biggest movie star in the world is still crazy to me.
It's that guy.
Because to me, he's just, the wrestling guy. He's a wrestler. But the whole world now knows The Rock, and I think a lot of people that see The Rock show up in wrestling, they go, oh, he's the movie star guy.
He's showing up.
Coming in, taking the spot. He's got power. Because there was like a Meltzer report that said, oh, The Rock decided he was going to take the match from Cody, and it was last minute. And I was like, really? I didn't buy that. And then Meltzer switched his report, saying, actually, that's not true. And
anybody saying, The Rock probably put pressure on Meltzer. He called him directly or something.
Mean, it's ridiculous.
You can speculate.
Ridiculous. The Rock is like the biggest star that's ever come out of pro wrestling. And that is the fact that he has become bigger than Hulk Hogan is crazy. Yeah. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, after he left, they just tried to reproduce The Rock.
Yeah, they're still trying to reproduce The Rock, and they've been unsuccessful. I mean, they tried.
Cena.
They made a Cena.
Cena
they kind of made a Rock with Cena a little bit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh, Ruby Riott just bailed on Paige on an AEW Rampage. She's not with Paige anymore. She doesn't want to tag with her anymore. Okay, it's the main event of Rampage we're watching right now. AEW's on. Ruby Soho, Saraya went to tag her, and Ruby Soho was like, nah. Now she's leaving, abandoning Saraya in a tag match against Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Saraya's about to take a pinfall here. Oh, powerbomb. Oh, Saraya lost to Willow Nightingale.
That always happens. No one ever wins a match when their partner jumps off the apron.
Partner steps off the apron, turns on you, and then you just win anyways.
Maybe that happened once.
That would make Statlander and Willow Nightingale look pretty bad.
But yeah,
anyhow.
The Rock is, like the king of wrestling.
But the thing is, we love The Rock, and we're old guys who love The Rock. Sorry, you're an old guy now.
I am an old guy.
And
I was at Survivor Series 97. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
I can remember it.
We're old enough to remember how great The Rock was, so a lot of it is nostalgia for us. When The Rock comes, when that music hits, we go bananas. But the thing is, the whole crowd went bananas when the Rock's music hit last Friday on SmackDown. When The Rock shows up, people go nuts. And you know what? He gets a bigger pop than Cody does.
Yeah.
So what happened?
What's the deal?
What happened in 6 days from Friday night when they made it to Thursday night when they did the press conference? The whole wrestling world went bananas.
People made some memes?
People just lost it. I don't know. They thought Cody was going to be the guy, and they got mad that he's not or not yet. Do people, like, this is what I don't understand. Do you think that The Rock is going to beat Roman? Because if you think Rock's going to beat Roman, then yeah, be pissed. I'd be pissed too. The Rock shouldn't beat Roman. The Rock shouldn't be the one to end his reign, but he will not be. Cody will be. And Cody might, like, what if Cody beats Seth, becomes a world champion, and then unifies the belts with Roman next year, beats Roman next year at Mania or at SummerSlam, and then takes his spot as the number one guy in wrestling?
Yeah, what's the difference?
He could beat Roman at SummerSlam in August and then be the guy. Why not? Why not?
I don't know.
It's not happening. I guess. But there's still time for Roman and Rock to, like, be on the same side and then have a disagreement, go against each other, and wrestle each other.
Yeah.
Like, there's still time.
But it feels like if they pull Cody out of that match now that they had the graphic, I don't know, like that, people will get, like, angrier or something. I don't know.
Still a lot of options. Yeah, I think if they pull the Cody Roman match now, people will get really mad.
Oh, come on.
But whatever happened to, like, who cares, pal?
Wow, pal.
Like, Vince wouldn't have buckled under the pressure. Say what you want about Vince McMahon, and there are a lot of horrible things to say about Vince McMahon. God. Most of them true, apparently.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't buckle under the pressure. And this is what kind of offends me, is that as, like, a Daniel Bryan fan, I really wanted him to buckle under the pressure, and he never, ever did. And we got years and years where Daniel Bryan should have won the Royal Rumble, where CM Punk should have been treated better, where all sorts of things should have happened 10 years ago that didn't.
They should have Wrestlemania.
And now, all of a sudden, the WWE cares about what the fans think.
Yeah, it's like, a little late for that.
Mm-hmm. Lior says just make it a triple threat and have Roman pin The Rock. I think that would be pretty funny. But I would really like to see Roman just beat Cody. I think at this point, the match I want to see the most at WrestleMania is Roman and Cody, and I want to see Roman beat Cody because it would be the funniest thing that could possibly happen.
Clean too, you said.
Yeah, clean.
Like no solo interference or nothing.
Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3, or do the guillotine thing and choke him out. That's a way out, right? That's a way out.
Thing.
Cody didn't tap. Cody didn't get pinned. Cody just fell asleep because Roman choked him out, which they say is more honorable, but like it's the same thing as tapping. It's called a technical submission. Same. You should have tapped, actually. Don't get choked out, kids. Tap first. The lesson, right? You know it. I know it.
All too well.
Yeah, you can't do jiu-jitsu without knowing. You got to tap, guys. Tapping is fine. I tap all the time. Doesn't mean I can't make you tap. You know what I'm saying? God damn, pal. There's AJ. He knows about tapping out. That's right, AJ. I know AJ taps all the time. Well, when he does jiu-jitsu, once in a while. AJ's back at it.
Oh, yeah.
AJ knows what's up. Antoinette in the chat. AJ in the chat. Franco316. Jimmy James. Jimmy James from News Radio. He says, it's all a work, boys. It's pro wrestling. The Rock will be at Mania. I agree. I think The Rock will definitely be at Mania. I'm just not sure what his role will be. I don't know his role.
Yeah, it's up in the air now.
Don't know his role.
It's just be like a manager?
I mean, I think he's going to wrestle. He's for sure wrestling. But it might be a tag team match with Roman, which to me is super weak.
That's the weakest.
I think it should be like he's the final boss. Like Roman and Cody wrestle on night 1. Roman wins. And then wrestles The Rock on night 2. And also wins.
Yeah.
Because Roman is the top star of WWE. Like, you want Roman and Cody? Okay, you get Roman and Cody. Night 1. Roman will beat him. Maybe The Rock will cost him the match, you know? And then Roman and Rock will wrestle on night 2, and maybe Cody will cost Rock the match. And then maybe you set up Cody and Rock after that, you know?
Yeah, it's more
Cody
basis.
and Rock for, I mean, who knows? Maybe The Rock is not wrestling just one last match here at Mania. Maybe he's planning on doing a few more because he's part of the TKO board and they want him more active on Netflix, whatever. Maybe.
His career slowed down a bit, I think. I don't see as many projects for him as there used to be. Used to be always like, oh, The Rock's got like 5 things going. Not as much now.
I mean, also the fact that, you know, Ari Emanuel runs the whole show, I'm sure there's more leeway for scheduling to mix the wrestling with the Hollywood stuff.
That's true. That's a very good point.
Right? Because it's not like Hollywood's pulling you in one direction and WWE's pulling you in a different direction. Hollywood and WWE now are the same entity.
Yeah.
So Hollywood and WWE are the same thing, so they could just kind of schedule you for different things when they need you for different projects.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've noticed, like even tonight's Smackdown, like the production value has gone up so much.
Yeah. It's the WWE.
It's like a real TV show now.
It's going to places that pro wrestling has never been before. I mean, they're already there, and they continue to do that. But 2025 when they jump on Netflix, the whole TKO thing. Once they get rid of Vince fully and everything's done with Vince, and they can kind of move on, and they can kind of clean house a little bit, and they can kind of get past everything. Hopefully they get past it and they do clean house a little bit because other people need to go. That's clear. I think they're just going to be in at such a level. The money behind them, the people behind them, they're going to be unstoppable. And every other wrestling company, like AEW that claims to be a competition, it can't be taken seriously. You can't say that you're the Pepsi to Coke because you're not. You're
RC Cola.
You're not even RC Cola. You're like basic brand PC Cola. You're Your President's Choice
Great
Cola.
value.
Yeah, you're a great value cola. Like, you're not.
It's not the real deal.
You're not competing. Pepsi is a big brand. AEW is not even the Pepsi of wrestling if you want to compare WWE to Coke. I know they like to make that kind of comparison. We're the Pepsi to their Coke. You're not.
WCW was.
There is no Pepsi to their Coke. That's where they are at this point. It's so big. The level of stars that they can get, the access that they have, the money and the access. Like Ari Emanuel, The Rock, Nick Khan, everybody there, Triple H, the WWE brand itself, the UFC affiliations. I mean, they've got so much at their disposal that other wrestling companies have never had.
Yeah.
You know, the attachment to Hollywood, the direct line to like Ari Emanuel, high-level Hollywood. Like, the direct line to top Hollywood people and top business people. It's really big for WWE.
I always wonder, like, who the biggest name they could potentially get, like, to show up on, like, a Raw or, like, a WrestleMania. Like, I mean, they've had some big celebrities in the past.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of, like, someone now. But, like,
I don't know. They got The Rock wrestling. He's a pretty big celebrity.
Yeah, that's a big one, yeah.
You know? That's pretty big. Who else could? Who are you looking for as far as a celebrity that might show up in the WWE?
They get Chris Pratt.
Making it Chris Pratt. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
How about Timothée Chalamet?
Oh, Zendaya.
Yeah.
If Zendaya shows up at WrestleMania, I'd be like, okay, now they've arrived.
Or what's the lady's name who's in The Bear, who's also in all the things?
Iyo Sky.
Could she be in WWE?
She'd be great.
She's great.
She cut a great promo.
She's great in everything.
Yeah.
She would be great because she's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm on the Iyo train.
Of course. She's very good. I'm just saying, she's in a lot of stuff. Let's get her in wrestling. I don't know if she'd move the needle, though, because not many people can pronounce her name.
But that's how it is. It's Iyo Sky.
She should have a match against Iyo Sky. Iyo versus Iyo.
I don't know if she could do a moonsault. But...
Let's train her, brother. Let's get her in there. Let's see what we can do. But it's, sky's the limit for the WWE. Things are going very, very well for them. Let's focus on the positive.
We've done good business.
Business is good. My father-in-law? What father-in-law?
Oh, man.
Jeez. Yeah. I don't want to talk about Vince. It's just horrible. There's a little bit more Vince news that came out, but I really don't even...
You can find it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's more bad stuff. How about Elimination Chamber?
Focus on the positive.
Let's focus on Australia. So we had qualifying matches for Elimination Chamber. They did an opening promo with Nick Aldis, Triple H, and Adam Pearce, where they said, okay, now that Roman is facing Cody, we have to do an Elimination Chamber to determine an opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. So it seems like they really are going ahead with Cody is going to face Roman for the WWE title, and Seth is going to defend the world title against an Elimination Chamber winner, which, all right.
Okay.
I mean, they've started that train, right? Like, we can't go back on that. Seth is not wrestling Cody at WrestleMania. Seth is going to face the winner of an Elimination Chamber match.
Okay.
Who that will be? Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Will it be someone else? Probably not. I think it'll be Drew
LA
McIntyre.
Knight. That's probably the only other one I could think of.
I don't think LA Knight's even going to make it because he cost AJ Styles his match.
That's true.
Maybe AJ Styles will show up on Raw, cost LA Knight the match. But then Ivar would be an Elimination Chamber. They might do it. They might do it. They're giving Ivar a bit of a push on Raw, so. Ivar. Yeah. So they announced a bunch of guys for this Elimination Chamber for qualifiers, right? Randy Orton, Bronson Reed, Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, AJ Styles, Miz, Bobby Lashley, Ivar, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Dominic Mysterio, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. Now, Drew McIntyre wrestled AJ Styles in the opening match in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. LA Knight was ringside. Drew pushed AJ into LA. LA then jumped on the apron because he was mad. He got AJ thrown into him. But AJ had Drew rolled up and possibly beat at that moment, but LA jumping on the apron distracted the ref, so the ref didn't count. AJ Styles then got up, got into a LA Knight's face. Drew pushed AJ into LA. LA bumped off the apron. Drew hit the Claymore on AJ. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre beat AJ Styles. So Drew McIntyre qualifies for the Elimination Chamber. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to go, tit for tat, but AJ Styles, did lose the match kind of because of LA Knight. I could see him costing LA the match on Raw on Monday.
Makes sense.
Again, SmackDown and Raw guys going back and forth tonight. I guess it doesn't matter. WrestleMania season, prepping for this Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, even though he's on Raw. Doesn't matter. I know Johnny North would be super pissed about that.
What was the thing?
He hates when they do that.
When they would have the superstar shuffle, it was like every
superstar shakeup.
I'm a genius, pal.
Did he say that?
Yes, we said every week. Yeah,
I'm a genius, pal.
That never worked.
Oh my God! It makes you wonder what all that stuff was with Austin Theory. Like, what was Vince going on about with Austin Theory? What did he have planned with Austin Theory? What were his personal conversations like with Austin Theory? What was all that?
It was a long time.
I got to talk to Austin Theory one day and be like, what was all that Vince stuff? What was Vince really like? Because it was weird, right? Yeah.
Look at this, bro.
He really took a shine to Austin Theory there, and it was odd. It was like, why?
And then he just didn't. Then he just dropped him.
Yeah, and then he dropped him. Anyhow, Drew McIntyre has qualified for the Elimination Chamber, and then in the main event of SmackDown, Randy Orton qualified for Elimination Chamber, hitting the RKO on Sami Zayn to win there, and then Drew and Randy faced off after the match. So we have Drew and Randy qualifying for the Chamber. On Raw, we will have Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed and LA Knight versus Ivar in 2 more qualifying matches. Now, I think Bobby and Ivar will qualify. I think LA Knight will, because I feel like LA Knight's going to wrestle Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Take the U.S. title from him. But maybe LA Knight qualifies for the Chamber, is in the Chamber, wrestles Seth at WrestleMania, beats Seth, and becomes world champion.
Yeah, that'd be nice, too.
I would like that.
But I also could see, he gets the opportunity cost for him on Monday, and then maybe just wrestles AJ at Chamber, just one of the matches.
Yeah.
As like a special attraction for the fans there.
I could see that as well. So I think LA Knight maybe doesn't qualify for Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, I do see Drew McIntyre being the one winning the Chamber and then going on to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
It makes the most sense.
Makes me wonder where Randy Orton's going to wind up for WrestleMania. If he's in the Chamber and doesn't win, he's got a short time before Mania to have a new storyline develop and, a new reason to exist at WrestleMania.
I liked your idea.
Yeah, maybe wrestling John Cena in a retirement match I think would be fun. It's an end of an era. Those 2 guys came up together. Those 2 guys ran the WWE together, really put the company on their shoulders for a long time. Randy and Cena, they were the cornerstones. They wrestled each other countless times for the championship, passed the championship back and forth. If Cena is looking for a retirement match at this year's WrestleMania, I think Randy Orton would be a perfect opponent. I don't want to see Cena wrestle Solo Sikoa again. I don't think that's, a really nice way to go out. I'd like to see Cena wrestle Randy, lose to Randy, and then have a nice moment where they hug and celebrate afterwards. I think that would be a beautiful moment and a great way to acknowledge that era of the WWE, the Cena and Randy era, which lasted from, I'd say about 2005-ish to 2015, 2016, maybe even beyond. I mean, Cena ran for a while, and Randy's still going, right? So I would like to see that. I would like to see Randy be Cena's final opponent at WrestleMania. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
it makes sense.
It does make sense.
One more time.
Yeah, and that's crazy that I'm calling for Cena wrestling Randy again, because I was really...
For old time's sake.
Yeah. I was tired of it, but for old time's sake, I'd be down. I'd be down for them to do it one more time. Just
because they got nothing else to do.
Because we know this time it will be the last one. Like, we'll be done.
Yeah. They should almost, like, build it like that, like...
Guys, we know
you bear with us.
You got sick of it for a while, but this is fresh now, and it's the last one. I've heard Cena wants to retire, and I'd like to see Randy retire him at Mania. Randy and Drew in the chamber. So if the chamber's Randy, Drew, Bobby, Ivar doesn't really fit, though. Because the other guys are going to be like... Kevin Owens is wrestling Dominic Mysterio next week. Kevin Owens is going to qualify for that. He's not losing to Dominic.
Unless there's some, like, dirty pool.
Unless there's something going on with Logan Paul, maybe. Because Logan Paul's wrestling The Miz. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, I don't think, are done with each other because their match ended in a disqualification. I could see them wrestling again at the Chamber. So maybe Miz and Dominic qualify? That's a pretty bad Chamber.
Yeah.
If it's Miz, Dominic, Ivar, Bobby Lashley, Drew, and Randy. I mean, Drew and Randy are really carrying that thing, and that could be Drew, Randy, and Bobby. With Dominic, Miz, and Ivar, oof, I don't know.
That's bowling shoe ugly, pal.
Maybe you do have Logan Paul in it. Maybe you do have Logan Paul, Kevin. Like, best case scenario, right? Best case scenario for this match, it's Randy. Randy and Drew are already in. So it's Randy, Drew, Bobby, not Bronson Reed. Sorry. LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's the biggest, like, on
that
paper.
Would be sick. If it's Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Randy, and Drew, that's a good chamber match. And that you could go into saying, I think it'd be Drew, but it could be any of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, it could be Logan Paul. It could be Kevin Owens and Seth. You know, there's a story there. Former best friends doing battle. Bobby could work. LA Knight could work. A lot of guys could work.
If it's what the other scenario with the much weaker lineup, then it's just a little bit more clear-cut, like, okay, it's Drew.
Drew's going to win.
He'll probably eliminate Randy at the end.
And, you know, if we're going into Elimination Chamber with 2 matches to qualify for WrestleMania, with the outcome being obvious beforehand, I'm not going to like that. Like, we got to have some surprises. Because the Women's Chamber match, we know Becky Lynch is winning. The Women's Chamber match, the winner faces Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. At the press conference for WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley came out and Becky Lynch came out and they did a promo on each other and then they faced off with Rhea holding the belt and WrestleMania sign behind them. Who do you think Rhea Ripley's going to wrestle at WrestleMania? And do you think Rhea's going to drop the belt to Nia Jax in her home country of Australia at Elimination Chamber? I don't. I mean, they already told you at the WrestleMania press conference, which I hate when they do this. I hate when they make it so damn clear and obvious what the match is going to be, and then they fill your time with a bunch of qualifying matches and an Elimination Chamber match that means absolutely nothing. They told you at the WrestleMania press conference on Thursday, Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley are going to wrestle each other at Mania. They didn't say it outright, but when they faced off against each other at the WrestleMania press conference, what do you think is happening? Rhea Ripley has a match with Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber. That match is pointless because you know Rhea's walking away with the belt because she's going to WrestleMania to face Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch qualified for the Elimination Chamber on Monday. She's in the Elimination Chamber, first person to qualify. They're going to hold Elimination Chamber qualifying matches throughout the next couple of Raws and SmackDowns, and it will not matter who qualifies. None of those matches matter because Becky Lynch is already winning the Elimination Chamber. That Elimination Chamber match will not matter because Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania to face Rhea Ripley. We know this already, and they're filling our time with nonsense. I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. Tiffany Stratton and Shotzi and Naomi and Zelina Vega set for SmackDown next week in Elimination Chamber qualifiers. Liv Morgan will wrestle Zoe Stark on Raw in another qualifier. Those matches don't matter. It doesn't matter who qualifies. I think it'll be Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi.
That makes sense.
But I really don't care because they're not going to win. Becky's winning. Silly. I don't know why they had Becky and Rhea face off. I guess they want to start the promotion early, but like, guys, we have matches. Like, you spoiled it. I mean, we knew at the Rumble when Becky didn't win that she was going to win the Elimination Chamber to face Rhea at Mania because we knew before the Rumble that it was going to be Becky and Rhea at Mania. But my God, are they delaying it? And I think when you delay it like this, you kill the build.
Yeah, because
once we finally get to Becky and Rhea, and they're face to face, people will be like, "Yeah, we know. Like, haven't we done this already? Like, okay,
yeah,
finally,
been waiting for.
Yeah, what have you been waiting for?
Didn't we see something about this in January?
Yeah, that's it. When the fans know months before what the match is gonna be, and then you try to hype it like, "Oh my God, can you believe they're wrestling each other?" We're like, "Yeah, we can. We've been telling you to do this for like a year. What's happening?"
Yeah, they do it a lot.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's not good television. And now we have all these qualifying matches that really mean nothing. And we have an Elimination Chamber match. The Women's Chamber match now means nothing because Becky is the winner. We will tell you this already. It is a slam dunk. If you can bet all the money you can on Becky Lynch winning the Chamber because she's going to win. It's guaranteed, pal. And the Men's Chamber feels like Drew McIntyre. But if you stack it with Randy, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, you might have people wondering, like, oh, maybe one of these guys will win.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. So please don't give us Ivar and The Miz or Dominic Mysterio. Because no one will believe that Ivar is going to WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. No one. You know what I'm saying? If Ivar somehow beats LA Knight because AJ Styles is mad, right? Ivar in the Elimination Chamber is not somebody to be taken seriously in the Elimination Chamber because you know he's not going to Mania to face the world champion. I don't think anyone would take The Miz seriously as going to Mania to face the world champion.
No.
I think you could convince people that Dominic Mysterio could win the Chamber because he's so hated.
Yeah.
And he's in the Judgment Day, and they're a big thing on Raw, and Seth is the Raw champion. You could convince people that Dominic, Dirty Dom, and then Damien's going to cash in and have it a whole Judgment Day thing. I mean, I don't think Dirty Dom is actually going to win the Chamber, but you could imagine a world where the WWE might do Dominic and Seth now because Priest has the money in the bank and Judgment Day are a big deal and R-Truth could get involved and it could be fun and another story there.
Yeah, you could make a storyline about how like Finn is resentful because he's the leader but he's got nothing to do.
Okay, wait a second. Now we're talking ourselves into Dominic Mysterio not only qualifying but winning the Chamber and going on to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That is what we're talking ourselves into.
It's not the worst idea.
It is not the worst idea.
Like, you could make something out of that, and, like, because Mania is a 2-night and, like, all this stuff, having Seth and Dominic be a match is, like, fine. And you could make it, like, how, like, Dominic is a lucky guy, and, like, make promos at his expense. And,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, the Judgment Day are a big deal. It would make sense to showcase them in a major way at WrestleMania. I just don't think Dominic and Seth is a headline match that you could really sell. I think LA Knight and Seth Rollins is a match that you could sell. LA Knight beating Seth Rollins and then Damian Priest immediately cashing in and taking the title from LA Knight. I think that's something you could sell. Or LA Knight just having his moment and then Priest cashing in on Monday on Raw or something, taking the belt from LA. At that point, I think that you could sell. And then LA Knight chasing Judgment Day, right? because he's not really done anything with them. He could go after them, and you could do stuff there.
Yeah, you have like a whole new chapter. You know,
I think that's more respectable.
Yeah.
LA Knight, Seth Rollins. I think you could buy that.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it.
You could buy that. Yeah.
They haven't really collided, and they're both kind of big, and they have the crowd support behind them.
Yeah.
And, you know, there could be some interesting promo. There's a lot you can work with there.
And Seth and Drew, like, I think it's where they're going because they're pushing Drew and all of that stuff. But, and, you know, it was going to be CM Punk, but Drew injured Punk, and he's talking about how he injured Punk, and he could take Punk's WrestleMania main event spot from him, which would be, you know, the ultimate revenge. So, you know, there's that.
There is that, but it's warmed over.
Seth has beaten Drew a couple of times already. Drew even cut a promo this week on Raw, and Seth is like, "Haven't I beat you already? Like what are you doing still here?" So to me, rehashing that for WrestleMania seems like a rehash. You know, just kind of it's recycling and it's nothing fresh. It's like, well, we got nothing for Seth. We were gonna do Punk, but that failed because Punk is hurt. Then we were gonna do Cody, but the fans said no. So we're going to do Drew versus Seth because he's the third backup. I think that's weak. I say change the plan. Go with LA Knight. Have LA Knight wrestle Seth, beat Seth, and become champion. Do it. And then, you know, if LA was going to wrestle Logan Paul for the U.S. title, don't do that. Have Kevin Owens continue his feud with Logan Paul and maybe have another match at Mania, some sort of Hell in a Cell or something crazy, some sort of gimmick match with Logan Paul for the title where he finally beats Logan and takes the belt.
You could involve Sammy in that storyline somehow.
Sure. I think Sammy's doing something else, though. Yeah. Sammy, I think, is going bananas. I think he's descending into madness. I think he's turning heel.
Oh, again?
Yeah. I think that's what's happening. He cut a promo on Raw, and he's like, I got to be a champion, and I got to do it for the fans that believed in me. And he's like, yeah, that's what it's for. It's for the fans. And it's like, it was a moment where it was kind of like a Cactus Jack kind of moment where he's like talking to himself and is like trying to convince himself it's for the fans, but really it's for him, and he's going to kind of go a little bit banana. I feel like he's planting seeds of a new character that we're going to see. So that promo was interesting on Raw this week from Sammy, and I think he is kind of starting some sort of descent into madness where he's losing and he's not where he wants to be, and he's kind of obsessed with becoming champion, and I think he may turn heel through it all, which is very smart because there are a ton of baby faces in the WWE and very few heels, and Sammy, I'm sure, looked at the landscape and said, heel is probably where I want to be. You look at Raw, there's a lot of baby faces there, not that many heels. You know, you got Cody, Seth, those are the two top stars on Raw, and they're both baby faces.
Yeah.
So he looks at the brand that he's on, he's like, well, Drew's a heel, but people are kind of liking him too. If you can be an outright heel, hated by the people, you could be effective. So we'll see what Sammy does, but I definitely have hope. He knows how to get a character over. We've seen that time and time again. Unfortunately, they have to keep resetting him and making him get new characters over time and time again. Sucks for him. But sometimes in WWE, when you display an ability, they rely on that ability, and it may be to your detriment at certain moments.
Like, no, keep doing the trick.
Yeah, just do the trick again. You know, where you start from scratch.
Yeah,
and then
at the bottom of the card, you're a jobber.
Yeah, you lose to everybody, then you get a new character over.
Maybe you get title shot, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe we'll work you up to a title shot, and you'll lose.
For a couple of years.
I think Sammy should be a world champion at some point. Maybe not WWE title, maybe the world heavyweight title, or maybe the WWE title. What the hell? I think he's earned it.
Yeah, it's just until the Roman Reigns story finishes, nothing else can go forward. That's another thing that's annoying me about like all this Michigas, is that you know, like the Roman Reigns story needs to like kind of complete or continue, and like until it can complete, so then everything else in wrestling can then go. You know, it's because it's always been the focal point.
Yes.
So Sami Zayn can win it because so many times it's like, well, as long as Roman's the champion, well, that's not going to happen. You know?
Yeah.
We need to get rid of that, and you can't. But like, it has to still play out. You can't just like cut it short because you want to get rid of that. You have to let it play out. You have to let that script go.
Finish the story.
Yeah.
Finish the Roman Reigns story, please. But no, we will not get that. I don't think. Unless, like, he beats Cody.
Yeah.
And then, like, if he beats Cody.
And then beats The Rock somewhere else.
And then he beats The Rock. Like, I think night 1, beat Cody. Night 2, beat Dwayne. That would be the best. It would be so funny.
Or night 1 beat Dwayne, night 2 beat Cody, so people think, oh, he's like beat up after The Rock.
Yeah, sure.
Cody should beat him, and then no.
Sure, but Cody should have to wrestle night 1. It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, he'll wrestle Solo or something.
I guess.
Or Jimmy Uso, or I don't know.
Should have to wrestle Lex Luger.
Oh, no.
Or Bret Hart. He has to wrestle Bret Hart.
How about Bill Goldberg? He's been looking for his final match.
I don't know. Not Bill Goldberg. I don't want to see him wrestle ever again in WWE. I feel like Jey Uso is going to wrestle Gunther, possibly at Elimination Chamber. He did a promo with Gunther on Raw this week. Cody had a bloody bull rope match with Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event of Raw. That was solid. Cody, of course, beat Nakamura. They're showcasing CM Punk, still trying to keep him in the mix. They showed a video of him and his surgery for his tricep, and he was at the WrestleMania press conference as one of the analysts with Big E and a couple other people.
Pat McAfee.
Right.
Yeah.
Michael Cole, maybe, I think. Yeah.
Punk had a couple little like asides about like fighting backstage and like
he makes a lot of jokes about fighting people backstage.
Yeah, and like attacking your boss or something, like because like The Rock is his boss, but like he could attack him, you know, like wink wink, like maybe like about like Tony Khan being afraid of his life kind of thing.
Yeah. There's The Rock, his boss, slapping him. He shouldn't do that. Fights on, you know, something like that. Punk also said, you know, everybody's mad that The Rock is taking Cody's spot. He's like, where were you guys 10 years ago when I needed you? Like,
yeah, happened to me.
Yeah, when The Rock took my spot, where were you guys defending me? Whatever happened there? Which, I remember being very pissed about that. I was really mad because Punk had, like, he was the one who was carrying the championship, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to take the belt off you here, Punk, at the Rumble. The Rock's going to just take that so he can be the champion going into the match with Cena. And I was like, God damn, man.
I remember The Rock cut a promo that night. It was like No Way Out or whatever, or Elimination Chamber, and he was like, tonight the like awful reign of CM Punk comes in, and I was like, I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, and the crowd was like, the crowd was behind it. The crowd was cheering for The Rock back then, and they were like, yeah, CM Punk, we hate you. And I was like, I was mad that Punk was
434 days
getting his run cut by The Rock. And Punk remembers, and it didn't make sense. You know,
that amazing promo, maybe my favorite Punk promo. When he was talking about, you know, like, I had to, you know, debase myself, you know, hey, let's hear it for Tampa, Florida. And then the crowd cheers like they're in Tampa. Like, he's, like, making fun of them about, like, how easy it is that you cheer when someone says your name.
Classic.
And they cheer.
Yeah. Him and Heyman were so good together.
And then he also, like, tells The Rock, you know, your arms are too short to box with God. And, like, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Punk, and you know, that was the peak.
Yeah.
The run as WWE champion, 434 days. Peak CM Punk. I don't know if he'll ever get back to that. I would love to see him get back to that, but my goodness. He was operating at such a level. It'll be hard. I hate how often he gets hurt.
Yeah.
It really sucks. Like, I just
body's breaking.
I wish he was healthy. I wish he was wrestling at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's really how
I was really excited.
You know,
like, oh, let's go.
It's cool that he was there, and now that he's not, it's disappointing because he is a great talent. Whether you love him or you hate him, you want to see what he's going to do next. You're interested. Most people are interested anyways. If you're a wrestling fan, you may say you're not interested, but you're lying. I mean, come on. He's the Roddy Piper of his generation.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's hurt, the fact that he's getting injured so much worries me about the future of his career and the longevity and everything. And it sucks because it feels like, he had so much time away from wrestling. And then he came back and he really did some cool stuff in AEW, and then it didn't work out. Whatever happened there. And then, he comes to WWE, he comes back, and you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. He's got so many new opponents, so much to do. There's so much to do. And then he gets hurt in the Rumble, first match back, and he can't do any of it. It just sucks.
It's got a future commentary if he wanted it.
How is Sting more durable than CM Punk?
Yeah.
How?
Sting took so many bumps and so.
Sting had a crazy match this week. Sting and Darby Allin became the new AEW Tag Team Champions. They beat Ricky Starks and Big Bill, obviously. But they did that, and Sting was doing dives, and he's wrestling, and he's doing all sorts of stuff, and he's 65 years old, and he's more durable than CM Punk. He wrestled more. I feel like his schedule in AEW, I know his tag matches and everything, but he's still doing a lot of stuff, and he's not getting injured.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where I was like, oh, Jesus, that's Sting. What are they doing to him?
And he's the one that's retiring. I don't know.
Hell of a career.
So, Sting is incredible. He's a freak. I mean, I don't understand how he's still wrestling and still doing the stuff that he's doing. If you saw that match, you know what I'm talking about. The dives and everything. What? How is he still doing it? Sting and Darby finally AEW Tag Team Champions. I think it's great. The Young Bucks attacked him after the match. And we are on for AEW Revolution. That match was really good. Hangman and Swerve opened the show and went to a 30-minute time limit draw in an excellent match. Swerve did have Hangman beat 1, 2, and then the bell rang to end the match because of the time limit. And then it was announced. Swerve wanted 5 more minutes. Hangman said no. So then it was announced by Tony Schiavone that Tony Khan says it will be a triple threat now because it was for the number 1 contender spot at Samoa Joe. I know you didn't see Dynamite, so I'm telling you as I'm telling everyone else. Swerve and Hangman against Samoa Joe, triple threat Revolution is official. We figured it would be.
It's for the best.
It's the best way to go, and that match is going to be sick. Swerve and Hangman right now, they're in their prime. They're on another level. Both of those guys are incredible. Just top-level professional wrestlers. And 2 of the best in the ring going today, if not the best. Honestly. On a week-to-week basis, when I watch professional wrestling, I feel like Swerve and Hangman are doing the best work out of everybody in the whole game. Big picture in the ring, I feel like they are the best. So I was really impressed with the match this week, and I very much looking forward to the triple threat, and I hope one of these guys becomes AEW World Champion. I think Joe is cool, but I'd like Swerve to be the champion.
Yeah, I think Swerve should be the champion as well.
He is so over. I love Swerve. Whose house? When he says that, whole crowd, Swerve's house! The dance, everything. People love Swerve.
All that with the belt would be cool.
And Hangman's turning heel.
Now,
crowd's booing Hangman.
Whose belt?
Whose belt? It's Swerve's time. I mean, he is fantastic. I'm such a fan of Swerve. He's a guy that's made himself into a new character, a new star. The Swerve Strickland we see in AEW is not the Swerve you saw in WWE. This is a different guy, a new character. He's always been great in the ring, but he's figured out the character, the gimmick, the promo aspect. All his promos are hitting the mark. Everything is perfect right now with Swerve. Everything. The presentation with Prince Nana, everything. what really impresses me is the promos. They've come so far. I remember a time when Swerve's promos were really nothing, and now at this point, he's just one of the better guys in AEW, killing it. So, I love those guys. I think they're great. I look forward to the match. Toni Storm beat Red Velvet, then had a face-off with Deonna Purrazzo where she sniffed her. Do you see that? Do you see that clip? You didn't see that? She's kind of like sniffing her her cheeks and her neck and stuff. Deonna kind of pushed her away. It was funny.
Oh, Toni Storm.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli beat Volador Jr., Hechicero, and Mascara Dorada. They're doing this whole thing where they're feuding with CMLL guys. I don't know why. The match was good, though, but I don't get it. Konosuke Takeshita beat Chris Jericho as well with the Lion Tamer. Made him tap to his own move.
Goodness.
Big insult. Great insult. Good match, though. Again, solid Dynamite. And Tony Khan, of course, announcing that AEW Big Business in Boston with 2 S's on March 13th for AEW Dynamite. Yeah, what do you think that means, guys? Boston with 2 S's and their dollar signs. March 13th, Big Business. It's boss time!
Is it Ross time?
Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Varnado. Sasha Banks, the artist formerly known as Sasha Banks, will be making her AEW debut in her hometown of Boston March the 13th. Tony Khan didn't say that she was going to be there, but everybody knows she's going to be there. So it will be officially the debut of Sasha Banks in AEW, which is great because she's one of the top stars in pro wrestling. And she's got a lot to give. So, yeah, that's
going to be cool.
It's a massive signing to AEW's division. I think Sasha Banks signing to AEW is one of the biggest signings for AEW in their history, and definitely their biggest female talent signing in the history of their company. Bigger than Saraya, bigger than Saraya. I don't know. Toni Storm, maybe. I mean, Toni Storm, yeah, I guess. Maybe. But, I mean,
yeah.
Toni Storm was a big signing. Saraya was a big signing. But Sasha Banks, she's just a massive star. She's next level. She's one of the 4 horsewomen. Like, she started a revolution. And she's still, I think, maybe under 30 somehow.
Really?
I don't know. But she's... Oh, no, she's 32. But she's been in wrestling for a long time, and she's only 32. And she's accomplished a lot. Bayley's only 34, and we will talk about Bayley in a minute. I saw Antoinette said we didn't talk about Bayley. We will talk about Bayley because Bayley had a big night tonight. A good promo and a cool segment there. So we'll talk about that. But Sasha Banks going to AEW, I think, is great. And I'm looking forward to AEW Revolution. I think they are setting up some good matches here. Sting's retirement is big. If you're a pro wrestling fan, you got to respect the Stinger. I'm not a huge Sting fan. Like, I haven't been a Sting's fan throughout the years, but you got to respect him. And I really have been a fan. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of him in TNA when he was the champion. He was doing all this stuff. I was like, yeah, really still? But now with the run with Darby in AEW has been great.
It has been great.
This is the role that, you know, like in this role, it works. That's the role he should be in. Sting, retirement match, him and Darby defend the AEW tag team titles against the Young Bucks. Tremendous. Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong for the AEW International title. Whatever. Samoa Joe defending the AEW World title against Hangman Page and Swerve. Like, that match is going to be so good. And then you have Deonna Purrazzo versus Toni Storm for the AEW World title.
That should be good, too.
Huge. And that's March 3rd. So then, you know, you can wait, I guess, not that Wednesday, but the following Wednesday will be the Sasha Banks debut. So that's going to be big month for AEW coming up in March, and they're building up to that March 3rd pay-per-view. Of course, WWE still building up to WrestleMania. It's weird saying WrestleMania in the Vince voice because it's like, yeah, I guess
WrestleMania.
I'm just so used to Vince.
Yeah.
It's weird being a WWE fan these days when you've been a WWE fan your whole life and you're just so used to Vince McMahon being around and
doing impressions,
saying things and being part of the show.
Saying pal.
Hey, pal. I'm Vince McMahon.
Oh, jeez.
So Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Big story here with Bayley. Bayley cuts a promo. She says, damage control, they were always taken from me, and I was always giving, and they never respected me, and they were talking behind my back, and I had to turn on them because they were turning on me. Dakota Kai shows up and said, hey, Bayley, well, what's going on? I've been trying to call you. You didn't call me back. I didn't know they were going to turn on you. I'm on your side. I didn't like any of this. I'm with you, Bayley. And Bayley's like, I don't know about this, Dakota Kai. I'm not sure I trust you. And then Iyo Sky, the world champion, Asuka, and Kairi Sane all show up. And they surround the ring, and Bayley's like, uh-oh, in trouble. And then Dakota Kai grabs a chair, and she kind of goes towards Bayley and swings the chair, but doesn't hit Bayley and kind of swings it at Iyo. And Iyo drops down off the apron, and she kind of swings it at Kairi and Asuka and defends Bayley. And then she kind of holds the chair at Bayley.
They kind of look at each other.
And they kind of looked at each other. It didn't seem like they were teaming up, but I think like maybe Bayley, because Bayley's like, I don't trust you, Dakota. And Dakota's like, let me show you that I trust you. And then I think she held the chair, and she's like, you trust me now? She kind of like, are we cool? Because if we're not cool, I guess I'm going to have to hit you with this chair. But are we cool?
And Bayley's like, okay.
But Bayley's like, yeah, okay, we're cool. And they seem cool. So Bayley and Dakota now on the same side against Iyo, Asuka, and Kairi. So that was an interesting segment. Good promo and a new addition, a new wrinkle to this Bayley versus Iyo main event. And I think through all of this Rock and Cody and Roman stuff, the people getting screwed the most are Bayley and Iyo, because they were probably going to close night one of WrestleMania. But now, if The Rock is in a tag team match at night one, probably not.
Yeah, it sucks.
So hopefully Bayley does get to close the show at WrestleMania, because she deserves it. The crowd was chanting, you deserve it. Bayley has fully turned babyface. The crowd is behind Bayley. Bayley won the Royal Rumble. And usually that means you get to main event a night of WrestleMania. And I would like to see Bayley and Iyo main event night one. Has an Asian wrestler ever main evented WrestleMania?
Yokozuna?
He's Samoan. That was a Japanese gimmick, dude.
No, but like...
Doesn't count.
But Samoa is part of Asia?
Is it? But it's like Pacific... South, I don't think it's part of Asia. I don't think it's...
No.
It's not part of Asia.
It's not called...
Is Samoa part of Asia?
Or is it part of Australia, like that continent? Or...
What continent is... Because it's an island, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Oceania.
Yeah. So it's like part of Australia's kind of area. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's not Asia.
No.
Has an Asian wrestler born in an Asian country like Japan ever main evented, closed the show of a WrestleMania? Iyo Sky could be the first. I don't think it's ever been done.
No, I don't think so.
And you think of the amazing contributions that Japanese people, especially, have had to professional wrestling. You would think that over the years, the 40 years of WrestleMania, that we would have had one Japanese wrestler make it to the main event.
Well, I mean,
but no.
You've seen how Vince regards, foreign wrestlers. They're never the top guy.
That's true. I don't think any Asian wrestler has ever main evented WrestleMania. And for it to be an Asian woman, like Iyo Sky, would be fantastic. Versus Bayley.
Yeah, because Shinsuke was not the last match of the card.
Nope. He was not. And they haven't really pushed a lot of Asian wrestlers in the WWE, right?
Like Jimmy Wang Yang never got that much of a push, or Tajiri.
No. Asuka never closed the show either. She was in big matches.
I thought she was going to close the show, or be
maybe
close,
against Charlotte one time, but it
was the
didn't
second
happen.
match on the card. It was really, I remember being surprised how early it was on the show.
It's Io's time. It's Io's time.
Mr. Fuji's a manager.
I love Iyo, too. I think she's fantastic. So
yeah, it would be. It would
that's
definitely be
crazy,
fresh.
right? I just thought of that. Shinsuke won a Rumble, but his match for the title against AJ didn't close the show. So an Asian wrestler has never actually closed a WrestleMania.
Has a European?
Wait, Hulk Hogan's Chinese though, right? No?
The character, brother.
Oh, brother.
Has like an European born wrestler ever closed the show? Like a Sheamus or a?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've all been North American.
No, wait. Yes, of course a European has closed WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm forgetting a big one.
Yes, it's a really big one. When you say big one,
Andre.
Yeah.
It's for France.
Yeah,
of
he's
course.
French. Andre the Giant.
Of course.
Yes.
Andre Rousimov, of course,
Yes.
from Grenoble, France.
You're like, I'm missing a big one. Yeah, a big
The
one,
big
brother.
one. I was like, Big Show? No.
You're like, has a European ever closed Mania? So I start going through the Manias. I was like, well, not one, not two. Oh, wait, three.
So 3, okay. But
Yeah.
I think Andre might be the only one.
Possibly. But yes, it has been done, and it was done early. A man from Grenoble, France, the great Andre the Giant.
That's true.
We love you, Andre. Boss. The man.
It would have been so cool to see Andre.
Okay. Iyo, Bayley, big match. Bianca Belair qualified for the Elimination Chamber tonight, beating Michin. Braun Breaker was backstage with Triple H, asking Triple H if he should go to Raw or SmackDown. He still doesn't know. I think he's going to wind up going to Raw. The rumors are him and Gunther at WrestleMania. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate beat the DIY to get a title shot at Finn Balor and Damian Priest at the Elimination Chamber. So that is the tag team title match at the Chamber officially now. The Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate taking on Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the WWE tag team titles. We also will have Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and 4 other women in an Elimination Chamber match for a shot at Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. And if Bianca Belair doesn't win the Elimination Chamber, which she probably won't because it'll be Becky.
What's she up to?
What does she do at WrestleMania?
She's a big star.
Yeah. She's main evented. She's closed a night. Her and Sasha.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Maybe...
John Cena is almost Chinese. He does speak Chinese.
He does.
But he's not actually Chinese. He's from Massachusetts.
You know what I could see? Maybe to take on the Kabuki Warriors, on one of the nights.
Tag team, Bianca and Jade Cargill. Ooh, that'd be a cool tag team.
Strongly, they looked like they kind of did some moves at the Rumble, or they had some I remember, or they stood together. I remember thinking that's a good tag team right there. That's the tag team that was that brings prestige to a title.
That's hard to beat.
Yeah.
And also a really good way to
bring Jade in.
Yeah, bring Jade in slowly.
And bring some extra personality to Bianca.
They might be fun together.
Yeah.
I don't know what their chemistry would be, but it could be good.
Worth a shot.
Because those two together look impressive, and booking-wise, it'd be hard to beat them ever. They could be a really strong team.
With Asuka and Kairi, they could have a huge feud.
That feels like a WrestleMania team, too.
Yeah,
Jade and Bianca versus Asuka and Kairi would be pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's a good match to have in the middle of night 2 or something.
But with all the women that work so hard all year round for the WWE and the few spots there are at WrestleMania, is it fair to give the spot to Jade instead of somebody else? I don't know, Liv Morgan or I don't know. They really I mean Jade is a star.
Yeah.
And Jade works hard to do whatever she's doing in her development in wrestling.
But things have happened before where someone comes in and
Yeah, I don't know. It's just okay if Bianca and Jade are wrestling Kairi. I mean, there's gonna be people like Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler and all sorts of people like that just I don't know what their spot will be. I guess the women's.
There might be a battle royal.
Battle royal. What are the Mae Young Classic?
Yeah, isn't that? They call it the Moolah Battle Royal, and then they're like, let's change that.
They called it the Moolah Battle Royal, but then they changed it because of allegations of sex trafficking.
Oh, what's up with that?
Who ever heard of sex trafficking allegations in WWE? Fabulous Moolah only, I think, right?
Yeah.
Vince was like, sex trafficking allegations? I don't care. Let's name a match after her anyways. I think it's all fine what she did. No, Vince, we got to change the match. What?
I mean,
call it the Mae Young, then you. Actually, the Mae Young Classic is a tournament, right?
Yeah.
They called it the Moolah Battle Royal, but then they had to change it because
the Women's Battle Royal.
Then they just call it the Women's Battle Royal, even though the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is the Men's Battle Royal. They couldn't find a woman to name it after. They're like, Moolah. They're like, no, sex trafficking. They're like, fine. No name, then. We're not going to honor anybody.
Which also makes you think of just like how
They're like, how about Luna? No. How about Wendy Richter? No. How about Alundra Blaze? No.
Trish Stratus? No.
No. Women. It's a battle royal for women. Goddamn, Vince.
Oh,
Goddamn, man. So many clips are coming out now.
That,
you
like,
look back and you're like, fuck. Like, you could see what something was going on, but it wasn't clear what it was. Like, there were promos that Vince did, and you go, oh, man, what the hell was that? When you watched it, you were like, yeah, this is weird, but I don't know. Vince is weird. I guess he's doing weird gimmicks. And then now you look back and you go, oh, there was something more there. He was some backstage happening, and he was taking it out on these people.
On camera.
He took the stuff out on people on camera.
Yeah.
He's a sadistic man. The fact that John Laurinaitis... See, the thing is, you could say, oh, the allegations of Vince are all fake, and it's just one woman saying this and that. But John Laurinaitis, he's also a defendant in the suit, and he's going, I was a victim too.
Yeah.
The fact that he's not going, me and Vince, it's fake. Yeah. Me and Vince are together on this.
It's just a sour grapes.
It's just an employee, whatever. None of this happened. That's not what he's saying. John Laurinaitis is saying, I was a victim.
Yeah.
Yo.
He's acknowledging it's real.
Which is when that happened, you go, oh.
And the feds are getting involved.
It's real.
There's a there.
When Johnny Ace turns on Vince, when he flips on Vince, you go, whoa, okay, the crime has been committed here. It's not like they're defending it like, this is nothing, this is going away. They're going, people, when your co-defendant turns on you.
Yeah, that's because they're trying to...
Because they're scared.
Yeah.
Because they know bad shit happened, and they're like, it was him.
Yeah. I'm making a deal now.
That's fucking crazy. It's the craziest part of it all.
Yeah.
It's not the craziest part of it all.
No, but it's
something
that makes you think, oh, this is real. This
story has legs. This isn't
this isn't
a woman saying,
this isn't the last of it.
This isn't a woman saying some stuff.
We're probably gonna hear some more stuff over the next little while.
This isn't like a Trevor Bauer situation where it's gonna go away and he can kind of move on. It's not going away. Still not sure what happened with that Trevor Bauer situation.
Yeah.
Seemed like, I don't know. You think a team's going to sign him? He wants to play. He said he'd play for league minimum and get paid based off incentives based on performance.
I mean, who I could see signing him just acknowledge, we're the heels of baseball? The Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
I could just...
but he's talked a lot of shit about them, how they cheat and everything.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. I think they're
then
too
maybe
good.
The Red Sox, because they're like
bad team.
Maybe the Red Sox, because
you need a bad team, bottom of the barrel.
Who cares?
Somebody that doesn't have a fifth starter that wants to roll the dice.
Yeah, there's got to be a team who doesn't mind like a possible P hard hit.
I don't think he's gonna get signed. Baseball doesn't like a troublemaker.
Yeah, they kind of when they want to shut you out,
baseball will shut you out. They don't like a troublemaker.
Yeah.
They don't like anybody breaking ranks. They don't like anybody
Pete
going...
Rose is still not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and he never will be.
He never will be.
Fucking Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Roger Clemens.
They have all the records, and they're like, no, we think you cheated. They don't really have positive drug tests. They don't really have proof. I mean, they have proof, but not, they have like, well, this guy says you did this, and here are some receipts that you received these drugs, but they never have proof that it was actually in his blood. Like, they never tested him and got proof that he actually did anything. They just assume, and they have other people that say, yes, I gave it to him and he did it. And he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He's Barry Bonds.
And he's Barry Bonds.
One of the most prolific hitters of all time. Like,
yeah.
I can't imagine baseball without Barry Bonds.
Right.
Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, they cheated, but everybody was cheating, so they were just better at the time. It kind of takes away a whole era, and now you got a bunch of jabronis going in the Hall of Fame, and you go, come on, man. Is this the Hall of Fame or the Hall of OK?
Hall of Very Good.
Whack.
Yeah. Like, in my day, Roger Clemens was like the man.
Yeah.
When he was starting a game, you're like, well, the team against him did get, 2 hits?
Barry Bonds was so good. Like, even if he was on all the steroids, he still was better than everybody that played baseball.
His eye was insane.
Yeah, he was ridiculous, man.
His swing was so big and wide, but it was always on point.
And he was great when he played for the Pirates. Like, he was always a great player.
Yeah.
His stats did increase exponentially in his 40s for some reason, when his head increased exponentially, but, whatever. It's fine. It is what it is, man.
And they did elect people to the Hall of Fame that, like, there is more conclusive proof that, like, they took PEDs, like a David Ortiz.
But, all that said, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, all juice heads. Yeah. All on to juice. All broke Roger Maris's record fraudulently.
I don't know if Sosa did it. I don't think he made it.
Whatever.
I don't think so.
Came close.
Yeah.
But McGwire and Bonds broke the record fraudulently. There is only one true home run king in Major League Baseball.
The captain.
There is only one man who beat the record truthfully, with honor and justice and Yankee pride, and that man is Aaron Judge, the real home run king of Major League Baseball. Our captain, we salute you. God, I love Aaron Judge. We started the show talking about how much we love Aaron Judge, and we will end the show talking about how much we love Aaron Judge. Please stay healthy. And if the ball's going into the wall, let it go. Just fucking let it go. And you know what? If we play in LA this year,
you're DHing.
You're DHing the whole fucking series, man.
Stay away from that fence.
Even if we play them in the World Series, you're DHing, man.
We'll put Stanton out there.
When put whoever, man.
Trent Grisham.
I don't care, man. He's not allowed in that LA outfield ever again.
Play left or center.
Guy runs into the outfield, makes a ridiculous catch, breaks his toe. He's out for like
3
good
months.
Chunk of the season, and that's why the Yankees didn't make the playoffs. If Aaron Judge they lost so many one-run games.
He was playing insane too.
And when he came back, he was amazing.
Yeah,
he's the best. Whatever he did in 2022, it was continuing in 2023.
It
wasn't stopping. He was gonna hit 62 again. Yeah. He was on pace to hit like 75. It was ridiculous.
He's had multi-home run games.
He was crushing it. He had more multi-home run games than any Yankee in history in 2023. I think he hit I think he had 2 games where he hit 3.
Yeah, and nobody had done that.
Nobody's done that. He's
Mantle hadn't done that.
He's magical. And I know people hate the Yankees and they don't want to hear about Aaron Judge and how great he is. But if you're a Yankee fan, you cannot help but marvel at how ridiculously good at baseball this man is. He's not just good at hitting. He's an amazing outfielder.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He He robs home runs. He saves runs from being scored because he's so gigantic. He jumps over the wall, he catches home runs, and he brings them back as outs. And then he hits home runs and scores runs. Like, he's so valuable. He's the most valuable player. He should be every year. He's so good. He's so good. I love him so much. I'm so glad we signed him again. I'm so glad he's going to be a Yankee for life.
He's going to win more MVP, especially now that Ohtani's out of the American League.
Yeah, fuck Ohtani, man. Fuck Ohtani. I hope LA fails miserably.
I kind of hope like the Dodgers have like a really bad start and everyone's going to be freaking out. They have like a 3-12 start. People are like, oh, man.
We lost so many one-run games last year when Aaron Judge was hurt that if he would have been in the game, he would have counted for those runs.
Or
we would have
earlier.
We would have won those games, and we would have made the playoffs. Like, I am convinced of it because there was a stretch where we were losing games by one run constantly.
That was the biggest difference maker in the season.
It was so frustrating, just those one-run games.
Against the Rays and
everybody we were losing to just by one, and it was like, man, if Judge was in the lineup, he would count for a run or two in these games, and we would have won a bunch of them.
Kept getting Donaldson instead in those clutch moments.
But then we had some terrible hitting, and it was just awful.
Oswaldo Cabrera had a bad season last year, I remember.
I mean, we still had to get rid of fucking Hicks last season. He was still there.
Yeah. And then he produced it on Baltimore.
A little bit, yeah, but he sucks too. Come on.
Yeah. Signed a lot of money.
Oh, my God, I love the Yankees. Okay, Yankees baseball coming up. That's it. That's the wrestling talk for the night. We are done. We will be back
Spencer Jones, first base. Let's go.
Yeah, Spencer Jones.
Let's go.
Let's go. Kluber.
Retired. 12,
good
13
career.
Years. Yeah, hell of a career. Like if Cleveland had won the World Series against the Cubs, like Kluber was would have been like instrumental part. Although actually he did start Game 7 and gave up some home runs early on. So. Also, 60 years ago today, the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Or I guess technically yesterday now.
Who cares? I don't give a shit about that. It's 40 years of Hulkamania, brother. We're not celebrating enough. Where's Hogan? Where's Hogan been? They did a couple promos before the Rumble, and it's like WrestleMania season. We're not seeing the Hulkster. All right.
Maybe he's busy. Nick's in trouble.
I'll be back Thursday night for Ringside Report MMA when we will be previewing UFC 288. 288. Volkanovski versus Topuria. 298. So did I say 288? It's 298. Because we're coming up on 300 in April, right? So it's 298. I looked at my calendar. I saw 288 there, and I was like, that can't be right. It's 298. Yeah, UFC 298, Volkanovski versus Topuria. It's coming up next weekend, and we're going to be doing a live watch-along for it, of course, as we do for every UFC pay-per-view next Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Ringside Report Network. AJ, Fred, and I will be previewing those fights coming up Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which will be our next show here on the Ringside Report Network. And then Johnny North will be back with me next Friday here on Wrestling Uncensored, which will be fun. It'll be good to see Johnny North again, looking great for his wrestling match, honoring Sting, I guess. Getting excited for Sting's title win.
He is a big Sting mark.
That's right, brother. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I think I saw. Did I see a super chat before? Who super chatted?
This is one, right?
Harold Schneider super chatted before. Thank you, Harold. You are the super chat leader of the night. I missed it when it happened.
Is there a comment?
Like I don't
Well,
think.
baseball.
I don't think there was a comment from Harold with
Much
the super
appreciated.
chat. If there was, I do apologize because I am missing it. Let's see. Can I get it? Where is Harold's super chat? I'm not seeing it. Did he drop a super chat?
I heard it.
I did hear it, and I think it was Harold, but maybe it was our system botching up. I don't know. Did we get a super chat from Harold? Did he leave a comment? Was there something? Did I miss it? I don't know. Thank you, Harold. Even if you didn't, you're the super chat leader of the night. So far, anyways. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you, and we'll see you again. There was no comment with the super chat. Thanks, Angelo. Okay. So, Harold, you're the super chat leader of the night. Thank you, Harold. Thank you to all the members like Angelo, Leor, Antoinette. No comment. Okay. Antoinette and Harold. Of course, all the members over at join.ringsidereport.net. Support the channel. Go to join.ringsidereport.net for great programs like this one. We are a fan-supported channel here, supported by great people like Angelo, Leor, Harold, and Antoinette. Fantastic people to keep this channel going. We'll be back Thursday night for Ringside Report MMA here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a